July 11th was the crucial date in Benton County. Started at about 4:30, 5 o'clock that morning. That's probably a good time to have something like that happen. It was a what they call a wind event, and it was high winds in excess of 110, possibly 135 miles an hour, sustained for more than 20 minutes, and was a situation where it blew a lot of the corn down, extensive tree damage to a lot of the towns.
This whole area used to be a forest of great big pine trees.
Well, the most visual thing is we see the tops. I mean, even what's still there, we've topped them out.
We planned ahead for 20 years from now, and it took all of them out.
Right.
So now we're starting from scratch, basically, and our neighbor Janet calls our backyard a wasteland.
Yeah.
Like a lot of us in this neighborhood had to pay for tree removal before the carpenters and the electricians could get to the house to do their work.
Right.
And so there's a lot of out-of-pocket expense around town.
Yep.
And plus, then replanting, there's just a lot of hidden costs that aren't showing up on insurance policies, because they don't cover that kind of thing. We used to sit on the deck every night in the summer, and we'd sit out here till past dark and look up at the trees and watch the birds, and it was terrific. Well, now you look up and you got nothing.
It just changes the whole complexity of the whole neighborhood and the city in general, I think.
It did.
The good news was, you see, just like you do in most rural towns, people were coming out saying, how is my neighbor doing? How is everybody else doing? We were starting to get calls of do we need help, and what do we need help with on the fairgrounds? Well, as you can see, one of the biggest points of damage storm is the loss of steel and some of the structural things on the hog barn. That's going to be a problem next year as far as the show. Got some massive ripping out of the steel. Oh, there's some damage that I hadn't seen before. Obviously, we're going to need to get that fixed because it just blew it out. As you can see, we lost again about half the barn, but quite a bit of damage. Just able to try and make it at least safe enough for the fair to occur. But now the decision comes in: how do we take and make this barn better than what it was? Try to make the best out of a bad situation. How do we make something that's damaged better than what it was prior to the storm? The thing that affected Benton County the most was instantaneously flattened a lot of the crops that are in the area. The big question was, how's the corn going to do? We had a meeting later that week at a local farmer's place. We had about 110 farmers there. Really, they were there to find out what's the future look like. And we were able to give the producers some reassurance that indeed they will have a crop. It might not be as good as what they expected, but it will be there, and things will be a lot better, a couple of months from now than they are right now. We're here for the long haul. We're here to make sure that people know if they need information, they need a way of finding out how can we make things better, or how can we improve what we have. That's what Iowa State University Extension is about. It's about getting out and talking to people and getting them the information that they need so they can make an informed decision on dealing with catastrophes. To Benton County, Extension means we're here when the event happened. We'll be here 6 months from when the event happened. Being there today, being there tomorrow, being there 5 years from now, being there 10 years from now. We are part of the community. That's what Extension is all about.